those guys there.
Look at you, man.
That is my Watu, man.
Man, Kirubi's a big don over there.
Yeah.
Big shot caller.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
So I'm here. I'm here with my brother. You know, my brother, Edwin Wanji.
Pleasure.
Man, Mambo VP.
Poa sana.
See, a lot of things you guys don't know. See, you always find out new stuff about me. Is kusema Kiswahili kidogo sana leo. That means today I just speak a little Swahili. But years ago, I used to live over there in East Africa, in Tanzania and Kenya.
No, your Swahili mzuri, uko sawa sana mzee. Yeah, your Swahili is on point.
You see, they said it's on point.
Yeah.
So, man, Edwin, tell us. You know, our producer Bobby Stills brought your story up. He's like, man, there's a guy from Kenya living in Seattle, and he's excelling in the solar business. And so immediately, and it's not often I leave the studio these days. But immediately I was like, yo, we have to figure out more and find out more about Edwin. So tell us about your business.
So basically we do, we call ourselves a clean energy provider, so, and our main role is installation. So we do from commercial solar systems to residential solar systems. We also have a non-profit division of the company, which is mostly focused on education in the community, of course, trying to get younger people just a little bit of a lens of opportunities on the green job sector. And then we also are very active on taking on projects overseas, such as Kenya, where kule nimetoka, where I grew up, and we've done some stuff in Haiti, as well as helping out with the hurricane recovery in Puerto Rico. So
right, and people who are getting solar, especially in Western Washington, Eastern Washington, you got a lot of sunshine over there, but it's also inexpensive electricity in Eastern Washington as well. But are people getting solar to deflect the cost associated with regular electricity? Or are they getting solar because they wanted to make an impact in the environment and their carbon footprint?
I think that's a good point. I'd say both. I feel like a lot of people are feeling that climate change is real. So there's a big push for most folks to do what's right. And so there's a good chunk of our clients who approach us, one, from that perspective. And then the winner is that, just even adding a few solar panels on the roof brings this economical savings, which goes a long way. So it's a bit of both.
Right, and it's interesting because when we talk about here, United States, talking about people losing power, they lose power for a day or maybe a few days, which is a very big inconvenience. There, on the continent of Africa, I know one of the things that I had to get used to was just ordering a Coca-Cola or a beer.
Yeah.
And the bartender would always say, bariti ana moto.
Yeah.
And baridi is cold,
right.
Moto is hot or warm.
Right.
And I'm thinking, why would someone want to offer me a warm beer or a warm Coca-Cola? And then they tell you that there's literally millions of people who've never had a cold beer or a cold Coca-Cola because there's so many people in so many areas that have never had electricity.
Oh, very true, very true.
And so now it's one thing to be able to have a cold beer or a cold Coca-Cola. That's almost a luxury, considering there's a lot of people who the primary thing is even electricity just for school or for home. Maybe you could talk a little bit about, I don't want to say that we take power and access to power for granted here in America, but maybe you can contrast some of the things currently, the situation in countries like Kenya, and why you're committed to, like you said, the other arm of your business and supplying electricity over there.
You go there, you look at the amount of loads by loads I mean the electrical needs they have are so small. So for like a household there, just basic lighting, this is LED lights. It doesn't take much to power these fixtures, and it goes such a long way because now, you have children who cannot study at night, having access to that. there's a security in being able to see what you're doing, you know.
Man, I think it's transformational.
Big time.
I remember I worked on a project that landed fiber optic cable over there to Tanzania, Kenya, Uganda,
Right.
Rwanda, the Teams cable or SA cable, and connecting internet to these remote locations. It was transformational.
It's super inhibiting. You just feel like your world has really shrunk, where else, you know, we're talking lighting. We're not trying to the projects we're undertaking there, we're not trying to reinvent anything, but just to see how we can bridge that gap and offer this resource to all these communities and help.
I think people just underestimate with all the stuff that we have here, what a difference powering one LED light inside of someone's home makes. Like, you're talking about one LED light inside of a home. It's like, it's almost incomprehensible coming like from the West to think about that, but that makes a big difference.
And you know, that's that's lighting. And the other thing you also find, like just even when it comes to agriculture, you know, that's food security. When you're talking of pumping water from point A to B, usually most of the agricultural, subsistence farmers, they either have, someone has to fetch water somehow or drill a well on site, have a diesel pump, again, recurring costs. We're at a point where we have pumps that we can run off solar panels, and you're kind of now hitting food, education. There's just so much we can do with solar energy that we our goal here is to get people to see where we're headed and just basically try and see how we can get everyone involved.
Right.
Yeah.
I read in the profile that what excites you is being able to harness the power of the sun and being able to empower people. I mean, it's like, it's dope kind of reading up and understanding your story, and also seeing like how, just how excited you are about it. I mean, because people sell stuff. You go somewhere, this guy sells this, but you're really vested in this. Like, this is something you're passionate about.
No, for real. I mean, if you saw where I went to school, or just kind of, you remember Shambani, it's just experiencing the two sides of being able to flick a switch and boom, and same thing as having running water. We take that for granted, but the minute you have to bring a bucket 3 miles down the road to fetch water, you start looking at life differently.
What are some of the other things that are on the horizon out here for your business?
A lot here. So we were in the process of creating some, bigger focus on education, as well as getting more people in the community of diverse backgrounds, also benefiting from solar. Just because traditionally solar has been assumed, or has in many cases, been for a certain economic bracket. There's got to be some sort of equitable distribution of the resource, So how do I get more people in the community at least, considering solar, contacting us to see, what programs are out there, what resources are out there that can make the resource actually more affordable than it's presumed to be. Yeah.
So tell everybody, how can people reach you? What's the best way for people to reach out to you?
So the best way to do this, the best way to support is, visit our website at www.spheresolarenergy.com and, contact us. You could also call us, look up the organization online, and reach out. And we're excited to collaborate.
Edwin Wanji.
Yeah.
my brother. Asante Nashkuru sana.
Asante sana, yeah.
Kazi Njima.
Asante, boss.
It's been a pleasure talking to you.
No, nimefurahi sana. I'm glad you visited, and I'm excited to collaborate with you as well in the future, brother. Asante sana.
All right, we'll get the word out.
Yeah, Thank you.
Thank you.
Cheers, my man. Yeah.